Hi, this is Lauren from DMG School Project in St. Petersburg, Florida. Today we are doing a glass blowing video about the different states of matter. Matter is everything around us from solids, gases, and liquids. Now we have all seen solid glass, but did you know in order to blow glass, it needs to be in its liquid state? And we have Dan Alexander here and myself blowing glass for you today. Glass in its liquid form is able to be blown up and expanded like a balloon. Dan has the glass on a blowpipe, which is like a big metal straw, and he's able to blow through that, and air goes into the glass to create a bubble. Now with this bubble, he'll start to create the shape or the object that he wants to make. Now as you heard, the glass was solid. Solid glass on the blowpipe like that is about 1,000 degrees. When he comes out of that furnace, the glass is molten at about 2,000 degrees. So currently the glass on his blowpipe is molten. It's hot. It's about 2,000 degrees. But as this glass rapidly cools down, it will become a solid or at its frozen state at around 1,000 degrees. This piece of equipment in front of him that he keeps heating the glass in is a glass reheating chamber. And we have to keep the glass up at its molten temperature to continue to shape it. So as you can see, we are trying to control the temperature of the glass, which also determines whether the glass is in its liquid or solid state. Now because the glass is hot enough, he is able to continue to blow through it to create the shape or the object that he desires. Now that we've seen glass in both its liquid and solid states, we'll talk a little bit about the gases we use in this shop. We use a propane torch, which we're lighting here, and this propane torch attaches to a little propane tank. You've probably seen these tanks around your home, maybe connected to a gas grill. We also have our equipment, our big equipment that's wired into the shop. For instance, that reheating chamber and the furnace are both piped in through natural gas through the city. Now here we're going to drop a molten glass foot onto his solid clear bubble. Because the molten foot is hot enough, he's able to shape it and drop it on. The molten foot here is probably about 1900 degrees, while his clear glass bubble is sitting at, it looks like a solid, so it's sitting at probably just about 1,000 degrees. Now because this foot is still molten, he's able to use his tweezers here and shape it. He's just given it a little visual pleasing texture with some basically little spirals on it. And he's only able to do that because that glass was still in its molten state at over 1,000 degrees. Now we're going to use the propane torch to get the glass really hot where he wants it to break off. He used a little drop of water to thermal shock the glass where he wanted it to break. So he used the torch to heat it up, and then he used a drop of water, and he was able to thermal shock that glass and break it off the blowpipe. Now here I'm cutting off basically a lip wrap. So I wanted to cut the tip of it to give him a pointier tip. And because this glass is molten, he is able to wrap it around the lip and then continue to wrap it around the body. Molten glass moves a little bit like taffy or like honey. And you can see in just a couple seconds that that glass has become a solid. When the glass is really orange or has that orange glow as it does here, that tells us that the glass is molten, it's hot. And when the glass becomes a solid, you can see more of the true color. And we're working in clear glass today. So when you see that the glass looks like clear glass, that tells us that it is in its solid form. The objects that he's making here today is a bowl. So I'm going to catch this bowl in Kevlar mittens. And this bowl is about 1,000 degrees still. We're going to catch it in these Kevlar mittens and put it on a piece of wood. Now remember, this glass is 1,000 degrees. So it is going to start burning this wood pretty quickly. But that was one of the points of this demonstration, was to show you different states of matter. And the glass against the wood creates fire or smoke, and smoke or fire is a form of carbon monoxide gas. Now Dan behind us is standing with a big glass ladle. It's basically a big spoon, and he is getting spoonfuls or ladlefuls of glass out of our glass furnace here, and we are going to fill up our solid bowl with molten glass. And you can see the glass pouring into our solid bowl. Now again, this glass is all clear. It just looks so orange because it's so hot. And we're gonna do it again and again. The gas here is the carbon monoxide created from the smoke. We have the liquid from the molten glass, and we have the solid from the solid formed glass. And who doesn't like fire? Thank you for watching today, and we hope you learn a couple things about the different states of matter and how glass artists use them. Have a great day!